Hi, I'm Kathleen.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Taryn.
And I'm Gianna.
Today we're going to be talking about the plastic straw ban and why it is so important. We're going to focus on the environmental aspects, social aspects, the controversies, and the alternative options to plastic.
While pollution has been a big problem in our world for a while now, plastic pollution is a big part of it. Most of the plastic that we use in our day-to-day lives end up in the ocean where sea life ends up getting hurt or even dying. In the PLOS article, they estimate that there is a minimum of 5.25 trillion particles floating around, which weighs 268,940 tons. Having this much plastic in our oceans, seas, and bays make the animals think that it is food, and since they are not able to digest it, it makes them die. If they are not eating it, then they end up getting stuck in it. This is a huge problem because there are a lot of the animals that are getting harmed or killed are the ones that are already endangered by other forms of activities. The threat of the plastic to the marine environment has been ignored for a long time, and its seriousness has been only recently recognized. When this problem has been brought up to people, they either think it is a very little problem in our world or just ignore the whole problem.
Oh yeah, because of the environmental effects, a lot of companies are now banning straws, or plastic straws at least. So Starbucks is one of the few companies that are really starting to make a change. In the Agricultural and Human Values, written by Jessica R. Goldberg, she states that Starbucks, for example, plans to eliminate more than a billion plastic straws per year from its 28,000 stores by 2020. So Starbucks is one of the few companies that are really trying to eliminate straws because of the environment.
That's interesting because the other day I was at a Starbucks and I saw the new lids that they have that are like the little openings or whatever the heck they are, like the sippy cup lids. And I saw a girl had the lid and stuck a straw in it, and I was like, that defeats the purpose. Like, why are you doing this? So I feel like a lot of people just like don't know like that's what the lid's for. Like they don't know it's a strawless lid.
Yeah, and a lot of cities, like Chicago is one of the first cities that are completely going to ban straws by 2020. They're going to try to use more things like bamboo and hemp to make their straws instead of plastic because they obviously know that we need some kind of way for reusable straws.
Yeah, I found an article from The Strategist. It's like a New York magazine, and it lists like all the different types of reusable straws they have, and like for the prices and everything. Like they have the stainless steel straws. You can buy them on Amazon for $11. So I think like they're not even that expensive, and they're saving the environment a lot. So I feel like they're really good. And they come with like cleaners and the silicone tips. Like if you don't want to taste the metal in your mouth, you can just put one of those tips on it, and then it's like fine.
Yeah, I bought mine from Amazon, and I got a pack of 12 straws for like $9, and they're BPA free, and they're really good. And they come with the little scraper thing that you can scrape out the inside. So I don't really see, like sometimes I'll just put one in my purse if I know I'm going to Dunkin' or something. I'll just put one in my purse and then I'll use that instead of like grabbing a plastic straw.
Yeah, like the bamboo ones that you were talking about, you can get a set of 8 of them on Amazon for $13.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's also restaurants that are now starting the ban. Red Robin is now starting their new campaign, The Last Straw, and at all of their stores now, the waiters will not put the straws down in front of you, but you can ask for them if you need them. But most people obviously end up not using the straws or bringing their own from home.
Yeah, I read an article also by Peter Sutterman, and it talked about how a lot of like cocktail bars are now starting to use the metal straws because of the environmental concerns, and then because like all the negative like association with the restaurants still using plastic straws. And it gives, like, the drinks, like, a cooler look, I guess. So they're really for using the alternatives.
It's not even that. Like, according to this article by Gina Martinez, just the straw ban in general is really inconsiderate, I guess would be the word, for disabled people. Because they need plastic straws. Like, obviously not all disabled people have the issue, but those who do, they need it to drink because, like, they can't either, like, lift up the cup or, like, anything like that. And even the alternatives aren't really that good for them because metal straws, they're not as flexible, so they can't dip out of them.
Yeah, you can't bend it. Like, you need it to go lower.
But Starbucks still has straws that you can get. It's just they're trying not to promote them as much. They're not giving them to people.
If they're trying not to promote them, then they should put them not easily accessible to the customers. Like, when you walk into the one on campus, they're right there, like, where you grab your drink. So, like, they should put them behind the counter.
Yeah, like if you need a straw, you have to ask.
Yeah.
Where if like the person that you saw in Starbucks, if they didn't have the straw right there, maybe they would have realized that it's a sippy cup.
Yeah, or they
And
would have been
that-
like, oh,
or-
hey, like, can I have a straw? And the lady would be like, oh, you don't need one for this. Like, it's like a sippy
Yeah.
cup lid. So
Yeah.
that way it's like,
But at the same point,
know.
like, what if it's someone who is not like visibly disabled, then they would have to go through that. Also, it's not even just that. Like, according to an NPR article called "Why the People with Disabilities Want Bans on Plastic Straws to Be More Flexible," I'm assuming that pun is intended. The idea that you would have to remember to bring a plastic straw, very inconvenient for people who need them.
I feel like since everyone's saying like by 2020, I feel like it's not everything that they want to be done is going to be done by 2020. But since they're putting that year out there, most people will know about it by then. Where now it's just getting your foot in the door saying it. So by the year 2020, it might not, all plastic straws might not be gone, but a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, I can't use this plastic straw anymore."
yeah, or like a majority of them are. And just like think of all the cute little sea animals that you're gonna save.
Yeah,
Because there's that video of the turtle,
Of the turtle
with
with
the straw in its nose,
Yeah.
and like there's a man, like a God bless this man, because he's trying to help this
Yanking it
turtle,
out.
but like yanking it out with pliers, like you can see the turtles in like so much stress. Like, is a straw worth the death of a
Yeah.
sea turtle? Like when so many animals are becoming endangered from pollution and all that kind of stuff. Like, if we can stop using straws to save these amazing creatures that were here way before us, like I don't see like a reason not to do it.
Yeah, and New York Times just did a whole article on plastic straws, and they said, but plastic straws are just a small part of the 335 millions of plastic products globally in 2016.
Also, like, there's videos, like, it's not even just affecting, like, the wildlife, it's just, like, piling up on shores, like, where you see videos of just, like, where there's no shoreline, so it's just, like, a wall or something, and it's all just collecting
Yeah.
piles and piles.
But even though this isn't, like, the straws don't have, like, the biggest impact on the environment, but it's at least a good, like, gateway environmentalism. for
Yeah, it
people.
opens the door for more change.
Yeah.
Like it's just like the starting point to 10 years from now when like everything, there's no plastic.
Yeah,
Like,
not even just on a policy level,
Yeah.
but just on a personal level, because it puts it in people's heads.
So our goal for this podcast is, if you go to Starbucks today after this class,
Do not get a straw.
yeah, if you get
say no.
yeah,
To
say
the
no.
straws.
Say
So
no.
if you go to Starbucks and you see one of those sippy cup lids, do not put a straw through
Be
that sippy
proud
cup.
of
Unless
that
you
lid.
need it.
Yeah, unless you
Unless you need it.
specifically need it.
Yeah.
But if you don't need it and you're just doing it just to have a straw,
Think about it.
Think about that little sea turtle who had it stuck
Oh
in
my
its
God.
nose.
and go on Amazon and
Buy yourself some cute
straws for $9.
straws. Yes.
And it'll make so much of a difference to the world and the pollution that is really starting to affect this earth.